What's going on, folks?
Yes!
Welcome back to No Hold Thoughts Podcast. I'm Rob.
It's Rob.
On today's episode, we're going to get into the first round of the NBA's playoffs.
Hold on. Don't pay attention to nothing else but this one.
Bras down 1-0. So let's get into the other teams that are down 1-0. Celtics are up 1-0 on the Sixers. Game 1, Tatum and Brown combined for 62 points. Gordon Hayward got injured in that game. Embiid had 26 points, 16 rebounds. And Tobias Harris had chipped in 15 points. He was 6 of 15 from the field, 0 for 3 from three-point land. Yet again, playoff Tobias showing up, and he's choking his way in another series. But how do you feel about this series, bro?
I think the Sixers can pull it off because, first, how long Ben Simmons going to be out?
Oh, he's not coming back. I mean, they haven't given the timetable.
But it was an indefinite.
It was pretty much indefinite. Listening to some doctors on the news radio, he was saying usually the timetable is about 4 weeks or something like that, 4 to 6 weeks. And, everything depends upon the person and their body, how it heals. But he's not going to be back because the Sixers aren't making it out of this round.
Yeah, I think it's just too many. It's too much talent for Boston. Boston have a lot of talent, a lot of wing players. Sixers can't. I mean, even if they can stop them, they can't go bucket for bucket.
No,
they
don't have the offensive firepower for that.
Yeah, Embiid is just not enough. They got a lot of players that's filling in, that's doing well. They came pretty close yesterday, but now you're gonna have to do that same thing all over again. And
the two biggest factors, for one, Brett Brown versus Brad Stevens. I don't see Brett Brown coming up with a game plan, a simple game plan, like give the ball to Embiid every single time down the floor, let him put up 50 shots. And if I'm willing to lose on Embiid taking 50 shots than Josh Richardson leading the team with 17 field goal attempts.
Yeah,
15 field goal attempts for Harris. 15 field goal attempts for Alex Burks. I'm not going for that.
Yeah, at this point.
And 15 field goal attempts for Embiid. How is that happening?
You don't have any choice.
Yeah, you don't have no choice. He's coaching for his life right now. And it looks like he doesn't want to live anymore.
And then you got Tatum.
Hayward being out, that means more shots for Tatum and Brown, who the Sixers did not have an answer for, especially.
Oh, he's out?
No, Hayward. Yeah, Hayward got injured.
I seen him twist his ankle. When I seen him roll up his ankle, I was like, damn, that's not good.
They say about 4 weeks, but he'll be
4 weeks.
Yeah, he'll be back because I see them. I see them make it to the conference final, but we can talk about that later. Also, the Nuggets defeated the Jazz 135-125 in overtime.
A great series.
Donovan Mitchell,
one of my favorite players.
You said that. The third most points in playoff history with 57. Him and Jamal Murray put on a show in the fourth quarter. Jamal Murray pitched in 36 points. How do you see this series going?
Nuggets going to win the series. But I just feel bad for Donovan Mitchell because not enough firepower, man. It's just Denver. I'm being honest. I'm not a Denver fan at all. Denver can go all the way.
I'm a huge Denver fan because of the pieces they have.
Yeah, like they can do it. They have once what's his name, Michael Porter Jr. Like people, I don't know why.
Don't get me started on that. Do not get me started on Michael.
Like why did people? Okay, he set out a year. They was number 1 seed, and he didn't even play. Now he's back. Not back. He's here. They're
gonna be a tough out.
Yo,
they're gonna be a tough out.
I mean, listen. I know we yell out the Lakers and we yell out the we could go into that. We yell out the Lakers. We yell out the Clippers, but Denver can match up with either one of those teams, bucket for bucket.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we can definitely.
Next, the defending champions had a little bit of tough time with the Nuggets, and then the Nuggets clawed their way back. I mean, the Nets clawed their way back in, but then they ended up getting blown out anyway. 134-110. 7 players scored in double figures, led by Fred VanVleet with 30 points and 11 assists.
I don't believe in Toronto. I don't know. I just don't believe in them.
They've been doing this all year.
I don't care.
They got your man Kyle Lowry on there. Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up. They got your man Kyle.
Okay, that's not enough. Kyle is
Fred VanVleet.
Yeah.
Pascal.
Yeah.
I think Serge had 22 off the bench.
Nice little team. Nice little team. I don't know why. If LeBron was still in the East. We wouldn't even be talking about Toronto. We'd be like, well, they the number 1 seed.
If it was the 5th, we'd all be drunk.
No, that's a fact.
LeBron's over there in the West, so it's somebody's conference to have. Why not Toronto?
Because Kawhi didn't stay. I'm sorry, Kawhi didn't stay, so they could do it because they play defense. And they play extremely hard. And everybody thought that they was gonna fall off the face of the earth because they lost Kawhi. Me included. Was still they was in the top 3 before they got Kawhi. Kawhi is what got them over the hump.
Top, yeah.
You know what I mean? They just couldn't get past LeBron, but they didn't have to worry about LeBron that year.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
And speaking of everybody thought was going to fall off a cliff, the Magic are up 1-0 against the Bucks. Nikola Vukovic had 35 points, added 14 rebounds, and Greek Freak had 31 points and a loss. Magic 122, Bucks 110. What is going on?
Orlando always do this, it seemed like.
Yeah, because last year they were up 1-0 against the Raptors.
Yeah, the Raptors. They lost every game.
It was a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah.
Or a backdoor sweep, however you want to call it.
Yeah, they started out, the first game was pretty good. But, see, what people fail to realize now, it's no home court advantage. And they playing in Orlando. So, I mean, they kind of, I don't know if it's because they get to be with their family or, they resting. I don't know. You know what I mean? Just because you in your comfort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Orlando is going to probably lose the rest of these games. I'm absolutely not. I'm not worried about them.
Let's go on to the Pacers, who fell to the Miami Heat 113-101. Jimmy Butler had 28 points. Goran Dragic added in 24 points. Brogdon and Warren had 22 apiece. Oladipo left it was the first quarter with 3:20 left. Got poked in the eye, didn't return. So what does that say about the prospects for the Pacers going forward?
Oh my God. You don't get poked in the eye and don't come back.
I thought the same thing. It's too much for us to say that because we're not playing in the game. But
I've been poked in my eye.
As the game happened, they said he got poked in the eye and he was like, he might not come back. I was like, huh?
In the pickup game, I get poked in my eye, I still play. So you know if they're gonna pay me millions, what I'm gonna do for that. I ain't even subbing out if I get paid millions. But I mean, that's just my opinion. That's gonna be a good series.
Can we use the S word for
no
for Victor Oladipo?
No.
He's not soft?
No.
He's not?
No. Not at all.
Okay. Poked in the eye. You just said you would come back. And you've done that for free.
I mean, we don't know the guy could have the eye could have fell out.
Okay, all right. So
you know what I mean? We technically don't.
So you're gonna say you're saving the S word to see how his eye looks?
Yeah.
If it's not swollen and not black or anything like that, what you got to say? We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
This is one scenario.
This is the playoffs.
Yeah, this is
the playoffs. And
this is absolutely no excuses.
And at some point in time, look, it's not like you need medical attention for it. Like you can't see out of it. It's either you're gonna get back in the game or not. But out of the good eye, you see that your team. It was 87-87 at one point, and then the Heat pulled away. So you see that your team could use you.
Well,
would you rather have a one-eyed Victor Oladipo or not?
I would definitely rather have one eye. Cover that eye up. An eye don't stop your legs or your arms. I mean,
so I think we should use the S word. If the eye don't stop your legs or your arms.
yeah, that's.
But we can get into that later. Let's talk about the dazzling playoff debut of Luka Doncic. This guy had 42 points. He was 13-21 from the field, 14-15 from the free throw line, and had 9 assists and 7 rebounds. All on the loss because Porzingis was wrongfully ejected. You can say that. Was wrongfully ejected with 9
use
seconds
the
left
S
in the
word
third.
now. I mean,
The refs were
all he
SHIT.
did, the first check, all he did was block somebody's shot, and he kind of like
clean block.
It was a clean block. And then the second one,
and he
just defended.
And I don't like that because it's like we're just supposed them to be robots.
Like,
I want to show some emotion. I felt like I blocked this shot. I'm punching the air. I didn't punch the ref. I punched the air. And
that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, that's how you.
The refs are soft now. I think we can say that.
It's crazy.
And then
man.
the second
technical,
you can't. The zebras are not supposed to get in the way. They're not.
They are. They definitely causing games, man.
Yeah, they're not supposed to.
I mean, because the game did change once it went out.
And it's so bad that this is what I don't like because these are great playoffs so far. It's got people on the internet. Like I seen a meme where they had the referees together and they were saying, yeah, so we can't call it on Luka, so let's call it on Porzingis and get him out of here. And then they had a picture of Adam Silver on the phone, like, yeah, this game is too close. I'm gonna need you to do something about that. And it's like that's not the reputation you want to have. It's going to overshadow the playoffs. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like you remember the NFL, they stopped a lot of things, and then they came back and it was like, hey, we got to let these guys kind of live a little because they stopped letting them. You can't celebrate a touchdown, like, you know what I mean. So
that with the NFL is ridiculous for that.
And for a basketball player to block a shot clean, and you call a goaltend or a foul or something like that, and he just look at the crowd or look at something, and then he just kind of just like, oh, that's bull.
He's supposed to just walk back.
Like I just don't get it. But then they're not consistent with it, like because it's other players that come on, man, it wouldn't be nobody on the court.
Yeah.
And then the last one he get was just it was peaceful.
I've seen a whole lot worse.
I'm just like, man, these double technical.
But I will say it wasn't for him to do that at all. He's not the goon of the team.
Well,
I blame whoever the goon of the team is for that one because if you are a star player and I'm number 12 on the bench and that happens to you, I'm not letting number 2 jump in. I'm to be the first one. You can't do that. Like
that's a play that the coach should sit down. I mean,
you should. Everybody has a role.
John Chaney,
number 15 on the bench. You know your role is to jump up if you in the game. You know who the worst player is when you're in the game. Honestly, you know you're the worst player on the court, and your star player gets into a scuffle. You know what you're there for.
Listen.
You got 6 fouls. You better use every single one of them.
He do that lean. The coach leans, look down. He say, "Come on,
bring him in.
You already know your job." Matt Geiger against the Indiana Pacers. Matt Geiger.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do
Matt
that.
Geiger
Don't do that. Don't do that. Matt Geiger was a little bit more than just a goon. He was a little bit more than just a goon.
Not in that series.
He was a little bit more than just a goon.
Not in that series.
But yeah, anyway.
Matt Geiger came off the bench. He had no.
The Rockets and the Thunder are playing as of right now. We can't give you guys a score. Well, we can tell you what the score is right about now. But who do you have winning that series as the game is going on right now?
I mean, it's right now it's 37-20. Rockets. But
the Thunder are the feel-good story because they were given I think it was a 0.2 chance by the pundits to make the playoffs.
I don't give a damn. They it was a nice little story.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah, like this.
Okay. And then
the Rockets.
The big one. Oh my bad. Go ahead.
The Rockets is this is the God's honest truth. It's either they're gonna go all the way, it was going to be something exciting that we never seen before, or they going to have to break the whole team up.
They just put the team together.
Bro,
Covington just got there. Westbrook just got there.
the tallest person on the team is like 6'5". Bro, I never seen nothing like this before. I did see it
all in on small ball.
And granted, I like the idea because I want you to play my game. It's just, Chip Kelly.
At a certain point, you got to put a 7-footer in there.
You gotta. I mean, yeah, you do, because at some point something
you're going to need rim protection.
You definitely going to need rim, and it's going to be something. It's going to be something going to happen, and you're going to be like, damn, I win. Look at the jump balls. They just like, damn, the hell with the jump balls. Like, it just. But at the same time, that 7-footer going to have to stick that 6'5" guy,
and pull him out the paint,
and which he's not going to be able to. Now, those like Tucker, he's pretty physical.
Yeah.
Well, he moved people.
Yeah, he's a fire hydrant down there. That's what you.
He moved people. Like, he's physical, and
he can move around.
He can move
a little bit. Their switchability is something to behold. But how long can they hold out without Westbrook? They can get through this series.
Yeah,
but he's got to be back next series. I didn't check on to see how long he's out, but I think he's got to be back next series.
Keep in mind, the Rockets was already the Rockets before Westbrook got there.
Yeah, but they had Chris Paul to go along.
What'd you say that for? Because Chris Paul wasn't a help at all.
No, he was some help. He was somewhat help.
That's why
until he got injured.
That's why they packaged him out of there. Chris Paul, thank you, buddy, but thank you, but no thank you. They couldn't gel together. It wasn't happening. They kept saying that we was cool, and then the next report two days later, he's been traded. Like, what?
I think he said something about that. Like,
yeah, he did. Yeah. Chris Paul, because he's outspoken person, but at the same time, it wasn't working.
They said he's gonna miss the first few, so you can you can
just keep him out.
Yeah, you could. Depending on how the series goes, you could probably keep him out the entire series.
If it go to 7, then obviously he gonna come back because it would have been a great story to see him back too, because he played against his old team. Yeah, to kind of like punch him back in the face for doing that, because he also didn't know that he was being traded either. You know what I mean?
He had to see the writing on the wall.
The writing definitely was on the wall. I mean, it was time.
PG left.
Yeah, it was.
I was like,
I was a little surprised at all that. You know what I mean? I was like, damn.
They struck when iron was hot, and Stain Presti GM of the year. I give it up to him. But let's go to the last game. Maybe the most exciting game, even though we haven't seen it yet. Probably will be the Lakers versus the Trailblazers. Nah, not the most exciting. Not when it's Dame time and you got who's the best player in the league?
We already know.
I'm just asking because I said
L Boogie.
Okay, who's the best player in these past 8 games, the seeding games?
Debatable.
Dame Lillard. Yeah. So you got the clash of that. You got Melo. You got a bunch of star power. You got Melo.
You know what?
C.J. McCollum, Anthony Davis.
You know what? If they can play like they played that last game, the Lakers gonna have some trouble. But the thing about it is they don't give it to you day in and day out. Like, because when CJ gets to clicking,
go along with Dame, and then Melo gonna give you buckets.
See, Dame give it to you for the whole 4. CJ kill you when you think you got Dame contained. CJ just be right there, and that's what happened yesterday.
Nurkic.
Yep.
Battling on the boards.
If you seen, CJ was what was that dude name? The little young guy.
John Morant.
He kept saying, he can't stop me. But then even when he started playing good D, what'd he do? Melo pulled right up. The dagger. I said, damn. It's no way you can beat Portland when they clicking on all cylinders like that. And it could happen. But if I was them, I'd play small. If I was them, I would play small.
Versus the Lakers?
Yeah. Because you gotta.
But
the Lakers.
You mean taking Nurkic out the game at the start lineup?
Yeah.
I think you can bully the Lakers on the boards with him. I think you can. Him and Collins, I think, will bully him on the boards. More shots for Dame. I always take more shots for Dame.
It's nothing wrong
taking
with
more shots for Dame.
It's nothing wrong. But the thing about it is, you can wear them out offensively to keep. Portland being on offense, of course, the Lakers being on defense, you can wear them out to the point that they can't play off. Like, because LeBron, we not sitting up here and acting like he young. You know what I mean? LeBron is pretty. He up there now.
I don't think that matters.
It does.
I don't think it matters.
It does.
Not when you're playing every other day.
Well,
and you already got some rest.
He did, but I don't think he can stand. He can stand in front of Dame.
I don't think so either. But I don't think he has to.
He don't.
I don't think he has to.
But
I wouldn't. And I wouldn't ask him to do that either.
They got a lot of pieces on that Lakers team.
They got a lot of depth, but
it don't mean nothing.
I think it's almost like too much depth.
Yeah, because we seen Portland back in the day when they had they third team was starters. You know what I mean, on other teams, but at the same time,
you only need 8.
Yeah, you.
So let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the teams that are up 1-0, which of those series is the most over? Like, no series is over because it's you got to win 4. But which series feels like it's the most over at this point in time?
I'm going to probably go with the Sixers series because without Ben Simmons, it's hard to keep up with all those players, man. They got a lot of, and then
Kemba didn't even get off.
Oh my God, it's too much.
And he's had some great games against the Sixers.
It's too much, man. It's too much. They already, like, the Sixers and them go at it already, but without, Ben Simmons, people can say he can't shoot, but he plays defense. So, when you take that away and he have length and he have mobility, so we talking about he versatile, so he can stick different people.
Yeah.
Now when you take that away, it's just like, okay, kick it down to Embiid, and
that's it. That's all you got. All you have is kick it down to Embiid. If Harris doesn't have a good game, all you have is kick it down to Embiid.
That ain't enough.
I'm gonna say the Nuggets series is over.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna say I'm going with the Nuggets.
I don't think so.
I got the Nuggets series.
There's a lot of Corona on that Utah team. There's a lot of Corona.
The cure is Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray. Yeah,
but they was giving it to him though.
They was. But I got so much faith in that Nuggets team. There's so much scoring potential.
I know.
I love Jokic being the point center. I love everything they got going on there. And if anybody knows me, I blame the Sixers for not drafting Michael Porter Jr. I think we're going to do an episode of that. It's called How Do We Get Here? We're going to break down each of the teams and see how their roster was constructed. One of the biggest mistakes the Sixers and a lot of other teams made was not having faith that Michael Porter Jr. I understand he had a bad back, but I'm willing to. I don't want to say throw away.
It's like
I'm willing to gamble with a first round draft pick.
It's like, what did you get?
I'm willing to gamble with a first round draft pick. I'm willing to.
What did you get the year that?
The Sixers?
Yeah.
But that was the year they drafted Mikal Bridges. So you already see it went downhill from there. It's like we ain't even gonna get into all that.
They did the kid dirty.
Yeah. So out of the teams that are down 0-1, who do you have the most faith in to turn the series around and win it?
Come on, man. Orlando going home.
Okay. Well, that's our show for the day, folks. I don't think we need to do it. That was because I'm going the same way.
That series is like, come on, man. Come on.
Now,
Orlando jumped out hot, but come on. Thank you for giving.
I would like to thank the Orlando Magic for participating in this year's playoffs, but that'll be it. That'll be all.
Yeah, they have. But. Anything can happen, but it's not. You know what I mean? I just think that Orlando it's just not there. They don't have enough. They don't have enough. Giannis is a man that's
Did you see that one dunk where he spun in the lane and dunked off over
Yes.
Vukovic?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a man that's not playing no. I mean, he's been proving himself. I don't think they championship ready. Milwaukee.
Wow. So they're not coming out the East, or they just coming out the East and
If
to
they
lose whoever's.
Yeah, if they come out the East, they might get swept.
Oh wow.
They might get swept.
Wow. You know we're recording this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Man,
Brooms.
if they come out the East, and if they play the Lakers, the Clippers, or the Nuggets.
Nah, I don't see them getting swept by all three. You say all three of them can sweep them?
Brooms.
Wow.
Brooms.
Wow.
Brooms.
Well, we're going to end it there, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to have more sports shows coming up. What you need to do is like, subscribe, comment. How do you feel about what we have to say? Tune in next time. No Home Thoughts.
Signing out.
Shoot, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Shoot, you weren't with me shooting in the gym. Tell him
The Brooms.